Well, rather the turret will melt.
Crazy.
Yeah. No
Plus,
doubt.
you know, if the thing about Kimmy, right? Because sometimes it can be hard to hit the enemies when she goes pew pew pew.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's
if it's
true.
a turret, you're not missing that thing. You're gonna hit every single time, and with Mage Killer, you're gonna get the objective so much more faster.
And we're talking about emblems right now. We've seen a lot of adjustments, especially that was week 2, where we've seen Carry picking out that weakness finder instead of going for the bounty hunter. And I really think that it was a big impact currently in the meta right now. We are learning how to adjust not only by the items, not only by the spells, and also by the emblems. And I think that really helps a lot of, especially for the new teams, to get that upper edge, or at least a little bit of advantage against against our top caliber teams. I really think that we might see a lot of new emblem combinations for all of the heroes.
I really like it because, you know, you don't want to just go with the status quo every single time. You want to make your own meta, which is what Onyx is doing right now, and everyone is just adjusting. So if other teams actually think of something new and make it work for them, it will actually cause Onyx, for example, to adjust towards them.
Yeah.
Which is what's great, because there's so many variations of emblems, and we really just keep on seeing the same ones over and over again.
Yeah, certainly. It's actually very beneficial because it actually helps the Mobile Legends scene grow. Because, of course, we see the same tactics most of the time, but then all of a sudden, here comes Rafaela, here comes Estes coming out of the picture, and then here comes a Carry with a different emblem. Because we normally associate Carry as a late game specialist because of that Bounty Hunter emblem, but then when you actually switch the emblem, that actually allows Carry to adjust to be more of like an early to mid game aggressor, which is something we've never seen before. And I like it.
And well, I to that to the things that we haven't seen before, the 3 fighters from Geek Fam. Well, there was an opportunity, or there was a moment where Onage picked that one first, to pick that kind of draft first. Try fighters into just 2 emblems. But let's talk about that later on, ladies and gentlemen. We're up into our game 1 for our first year, Signal Ultra Warriors, Signal Ultra versus EVOS PH.
Yes, and certainly we're going to have a mid lane skirmish here with this Zane, the mid lane. But now we just introduced the 2 teams, indeed. Signal Ultra with the blue team, with you going to be playing as Carry. Easton's going to be playing as your Thamus. You got Tet's going to be playing as Kufra, Destania as your Kagura, and you got D is going to be playing as your Kaga.
And EVOS PH with the first
export play
of MPL. Honda on the Terizla Killer on his export, Haji on that Cushion, Dupin on that Lilia, and Dexter on his Franco. This is going to be an interesting one. I was not expecting an export already.
Yeah,
we talked about it.
There
should be that 2-week ban, but apparently the 2 weeks is done.
So I think that really changed a lot, and this is quite a surprise. We have 2 new heroes who got recently open, or rather a nice bouncing ball, but rather Export is way too strong. As you can see, half of his HP is armor, and he can just get it every single time once the gauge on those equips, or rather those heroes, are full. So I think the utility of this Export is really high. He's way too strong right now, even after the nerf from the recent patch. But what do you think, or what kind of impact this Export can do?
Expert is a lot squishier than he was once, but still, he can do that pure damage. That is crazy. If you max the temperature on a hero, you are going to be dealing a lot of damage. So you can actually focus on getting a bit tankier than normal, and then later on down the line, if you want to hit harder, that is when you go for it, because you have to adjust. But still, he has that Firaga armor, which is one of the most interesting passives in the game. You just pick up the armor, you get more tankier.
Yep, indeed. Plus, the fact that with this export thing, it actually makes Signal Ultra adjust. Like, one thing you have to watch out if you're Signal Ultra is you don't want to go to choke points, because Export, he could actually bode well with choke points because of the fact that he's got his ultimate, which actually combines perfectly well with Terizla when he goes for that penalty zone, which is something Signal Ultra has to avoid at all costs.
That is indeed a very good point here, but into the mid turtle area, we've seen both of the teams here trying to contest, but Division again getting that kill, and also with the bouncing ball, penalty zone into 3, and EVOS might get caught out, getting sandwiched by Signal Ultra, but Killer is also here by the top lane. Eson trying to run away from the skills, and also the Shadow Blade Slaughter is way too high, and Killer getting another kill into D, and that's a 2-4, I think that was 2-4-0 exchange.
That fried chicken was so fast, that was faster than your favorite fast food place when Export took out that Kaja.
Well,
you see how much damage he was doing? Like max temp, just deleted that gadget.
I really think that is
fried
really
goodness.
intense for Killer right here. As you can see from the bottom lane, he just transitioned to the mid lane, just win the fight.
Yep, indeed. Just don't forget that Gushon had the most important objective going for that turtle. And of course, Haji certainly deserves a salute, but hold that thought though, there's a bouncing ball on the Killer. Will he get chased down there? Certainly he will, but he will not go down, and it's actually a good use of the survivability that we just talked about export.
That was unfortunate. That was a very good bouncing ball from the Kufra, but with no follow-up, you really want to shut down this Killer as soon as possible because you see, he only has like, what, 4 bars of HP?
Yeah.
Any follow-up would have secured that kill, but still, got away with that one, Killer. Got away with murder, basically.
Get away with murder as well, but right now Signal Ultra trying to clear out their side of the jungle, but as you can see, Evos are just patiently waiting inside the brush, looking for that iron hook, but the iron hook will miss, and Desanya knew that the rest of Eva's PH are just, they're all missing. So again, what are the best things to do is just try to scout out, try to steal all of their resources, get that advantage, and talking about advantage, Signal Ultra rather is or rather Eva's PH have that advantage, almost 1,200 gold, and that will resort of much more better items scaling to our 5-minute mark.
The next turtle is going to be up very, very close. Top Samus was just deleted over in the top lane. That was faster than fast.
I mean, if you look at it, Evo's speed actually had to hold that thought though. Loco gets caught there, and this could be a disaster though. Stupid. Can he actually run away? He gets slaughtered there by View. Here comes the revenge strike as well. Signal Ultra with the counterplay. They go for the DJ on the Honda. However, he still got space, and no, he still goes down. Now Dexter trying to help his team, but here comes Haji with a surprise factor. There he goes, but can he actually survive through this? But you got Tens jumping in, and the right click damage by View is just making sure that Haji iron hook
Oh my god, that
nowhere.
was a beautiful hook from the player on Desenia. They still want to go for this, but no, Desenia's just gonna run away. He's gonna be happy with that. You take our guy.
We'll take one of yours as well.
Yeah, we'll take one of
Oh
yours.
my goodness, but looking at the items right here, ladies and gentlemen, Signal Ultra getting that a little bit of momentum swing, but
They need
after
that.
that iron hook, that really changed a lot when it comes to our stats, ladies and gentlemen, and also 4-0-0 for Haji on his Gushin, and on top of the Mystic Shop, so or rather Mystery Shop, so that's a really fast itemization for Haji here. I think they really need to get, or at least take advantage of this momentum for Evo's PH, but slowly I think they're trying to get that turtle Dupin.
Signal don't know this.
Yeah, this is actually pretty good for Evos because this is like the second turtle they're gonna get, and their Gushon is 4-0. And now he's got the second turtle as well, so that's gonna be a lot of space for Evos PH to actually dictate the mid and late game.
We'll not connect there for Dexter, but looking at the tail over 2 mages over in the mid lane, Sakura on before Desenia is actually 0-0 and 3, which is not really what you want. You want to be picking up those skills, especially if you are the tempo control of your team. And Desenia, he's not getting that right now.
Oh, right here in the bottom lane, Dexter trying to run away, but the damage, the speedy light will from View is way too high. Even Gushin doesn't have any opportunity to get that revenge kill. But as you can see, getting that turtle buff, that additional pure damage is still not enough against this Kufra. Kufra, whenever he uses his bouncing ball, that's a lot of magic and defense resistance right here. But Signal Ultra able to take down one turret away from Eva's PH, getting that accessibility into the lower jungle area. But Evos here in the top lane using his ultimate killer, taking a lot of damage, plus the damage from the Shadow Blade Slaughter.
Deleted.
Oh my god.
That was just deleted. The new exploit really reminds me of the old Esmeralda when she would get like full HP shields.
Yeah.
This one is like getting full armor, so you know, throwback.
Yeah.
I think we have our new Esmeralda, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, of course, you got that export, and you got Haji was able to rack up something in that team fight. So that's a lot of momentum there on the side of Evo's PH. Like, they're already dictating the top lane. But on the other hand, Signal Ultra is actually dominating the bot lane. They're able to get this tier 1 tower. So it's a pretty even exchange and encounter so far in these clashes. But so far, Evo has the advantage in, like, getting these turtles. And, of course, as long as they constantly rack it up, that actually could create space for the likes of Haji to like potentially snowball all the way to the late game. Even the Kufra might not be able to like deny this Gushon pick.
Speaking of the late game, I'm not really sure. Evos, they do not have a much on their lineup actually.
Yeah.
So, feel if they manage
Turtle
to take it late, who
resurrecting
can
soon.
stand toe to toe against that carry?
That's the thing, because again, you need to respect that that carry, the amount of space, or rather the positioning of carry every single time. And I think that's one of the reasons why they also pick up that iron hook. But you knew that Iron Hook is a skill shot. There's
Yeah.
still an opportunity that you will miss it. And once you miss that opportunity, well, Signal Ultra can really change this or change the tide of the scenario if ever that will happen.
Yes, indeed. So, of course, Haji certainly has a lot to offer in this matchup because he's like the only person that could actually deal with this like he could deal with Few because so far he could just immediately jump in and then that could actually potentially burst out Few. But of course, it really depends with Few's teammates if they could actually defend Few against Haji.
Kets is actually watching the whole Evo's PH lineup by himself right now. So I must say, very, very brave man or very, very stupid. So I don't know, but now he has realized that I'm out of there. I'm gonna run away.
Well, again, there was a line where there's a thin line between bravery and stupidity. But then again, nice initiation here, Haji, ladies and gentlemen. But again, Signal Ultra taking one objective away from Evo's PH, which is, again, this is the second turret that's been taken down without any contest at all. But Evo's PH right now, I think they're just waiting for at least one more core item here for Gashin, or I think they're just looking for a nice opportunity here. Honda getting that, again, penalty zone will be used, but it's way too far though. Three members from Signal Ultra way behind. And as you can see, the damage is way too high. Haji taking down Kaja, not even using his ultimate there, but Haji still getting that free kill with the Iron Hook. Dexter might be able to get it, but again, the Phantom dashes from Few, making him survive that kind of engagement, and also Haji getting that another kill, 3-for-1 exchange, and also nice positioning from Few here. Few might able to run away, no, the damage is not there, and also Killer to cut him off. He got sandwiched, 4-for-1 for Evo's PH.
Caught between a rock and a hard place, that Few one. And I would like to point out that Evo's PH's lineup likes to sustain prolonged team fights because they have a Lilia whose Gloom actually levels up the longer the fight goes, as well as Killer. The longer he hits the missiles on the enemy, the temperature will go up and it should do so much more damage.
All that thought though, as Honda's trying to defend it. He's trying to make her that's a nice Lord Flame there on the side of Evo's PH. They certainly got that momentum. That's a really good defensive stand.
That was one pixel away from connecting.
That's a beautiful hook indeed. But we did talk about that team fight early on the top lane. I think the positioning of Haji was so crucial. He was just waiting for Tets to just waste his bouncing ball before he actually jumped in. And he was actually looking at other targets while Signal Ultra already had that bouncing ball on the Tets, which is something that Evo's PH will certainly have to do in every team fight, and something that Signal Ultra would have to adjust as this match progresses.
See how tanky Killer was in that last fight as well. He was just frontlining everything. That's not he's not itemizing tanky at all. He's just relying on his passive. And if you manage to pick up those scraps of metal as soon as they drop, it's basically a burst heal.
Yep, that's also an additional armor. Getting the Thriago armor enables you to use your ultimate. But right now, here in the bottom lane, Lord Sword marching into penalty zone, catching two enemy heroes. But Honda getting ripped apart by Few with his speedy light wheel. But still, the Lord marching forward. Well, rather, Evo's Killer on the top lane trying to cut up the wave. But now that the Lord has been taken out, again, Evo's PH doesn't want to give that opportunity, even taking down another turret away from Signal Ultra. They're now storming in, trying to get that right angle, trying to get that right opportunity for them to go in, but I think the minions are way too far. They will just disengage.
Yeah, certainly, and this is like a very annoying factor by Signal Ultra. The fact that they have to deal with the sustain and the initiation attempts that Evo's PH has to destroy one of them. So Signal Ultra, this is like, wow, this is something. This is a mountain to climb indeed. Like this same, of course, certainly has a lot to offer. Together with you, certainly they will be the ones to do the primary damage in this game. I mean, they have the items needed, but so far the tankiness factor by Evo's PH is just too much in this game.
And that's just the expert. We talked about no marksman for Evos, but looking like they won't let it reach into that late game when that will become a problem because they're just taking objectives left and right. It's gonna be a while before the next Lord, but still, they are ahead, so they will just suffocate Signal Ultra within their base right now. Take away all of the resources possible.
Take away all the resources, choke them out inside their base, not giving them any opportunity to get that gold and experience to come back. But right now, Signal Ultra really struggling inside. They're looking for at least a little bit of opening that Evo's PH can do. But looking at the items here, Haji with the lightning truncheon, and also again another defense item here for Killer.
Even more tankier.
Even more tankier.
Having a hard time
definitely.
killing him with no
Oh, the
Iron
Hook!
Hook! Oh, this could be disaster. Dexter actually going for the bloody hunt, but forcing the flicker away and Signal Ultra. Oh my goodness, that's a huge sigh of relief for Signal Ultra.
Yeah.
Actually,
Like, we all jumped out of our season. That looked like nothing happened. Hype for what?
Oh my, you see the threat of Evo's PH right here, even outside, not giving, just the potential threat of the Iron Elk is way too much. It means that if, Signal Ultra is really lucky that Tets got caught out, not before Hero, because if that is before Hero, Evo's PH can instantly initiate, go all ham, and that is the opening that you're waiting for.
Yep, certainly. I mean, of course, when you hook Kufra, you really have no choice but to run away for your Evos because he's got the bouncing ball, he's super tanky as well. He's not going to be he's not going to be a target you can easily burn down. And there's so much space for the other members of Signal Ultra to provide the counter attack that they certainly are desperately in need of this game.
I'd like to point out both supporters of Evo's PH now have immortalities. These are the only heroes that Signal Ultra are bleeding for, and they have to kill them twice now. I feel for them. Signal Ultra, they are really just struggling. They have to make it into the late game, but now they can't even leave their base. And where will the carry get their farm? Because of that.
But again, guys, boys, gentlemen, this is the Comeback Kings. So we also need to respect that Signal Ultra still, they're quite comfortable with this kind of position that they're into right now. Just wait for the opening. They have the initiation that they or rather the toolkit to counter-initiate with the Divine Judgment. But looking at the itemization here of Evo's PH, they have the Necklace of Durant, removing that Bloodlust, removing that life factor from Eason, but a nice initiation here.
Now Honda's going to get chased there by that bouncy ball. Can he actually run away?
Oh,
He's going to go!
penalty zone.
Penalty is struck down though. Here comes Evo with the counterplay there. Oh, just looking like a back and forth action indeed. Both teams going head to head now. Killer is going to go through the right flank. Dexter tries to look for the target. He goes down, but the Immortality Rune goes up, and so far it's Eason as well as the other members, creating space for Signal Ultra. Killer is still alive,
Oh,
but
he's not
you is doing a lot of damage. Honda, can he survive? No! G is actually going godlike, but Signal Ultra actually got majority of the members away from Evils, and they got picked there on the side of Evil's Gate as a consolation prize.
I have to give it to Q for that fight because he single-handedly zoned out.
Oh,
the
Divine
last-
Judgment!
Hot
That's a
jumped in.
wipeout! Oh my goodness!
Wow.
I told you, the
Signal,
Comeback
the
Kings
comeback,
is still
you can
alive.
never count out the hearts of a champion.
That's true.
Definitely. But yeah, going back to the last fight, Q single-handedly zoned out Export's final Last Insanity. I was just trying to remember the name of this, but it's Last Insanity. He was the only one that was taking damage, and he was just phantom stepping through it.
Well, you see the mobility of this carry is way too high, and I think that's one of the best ways for them to counter this export pick. And you did mention earlier the space that you can provide for this damage, also using the speedy light flow, and also the light flow marking his advantage, ripping down the armor. We talked about Killer earlier, that he's way too tanky, but carry is really effective to those kind of tanky heroes.
Yep, indeed, Carry is indeed one of the tank specialist marksmen in this game, and he normally gets online extremely late in the game.
So that
He's
he's
got
very tanky. Athena's shield and immortality. It's crazy if you think about it. Now, he has that much more leeway to create the space they need in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Endless Battle. He's got the Golden Staff. That actually makes Carry already online. And so far, this is a momentum lead for the side of
So
Signal
many
Ultra.
immortalities coming in from Evo's PH. If we can't win a 5-on-5 fight, we'll just win with sheer numbers.
Yep, boys, we're at the end game right now. 16 minutes in, 11-2, and the network is just really close right now. Something happening in the top lane. Hansa might get picked up. Penalty zone
Okay.
where he died. 44 seconds to the sideline, so without the penalty zone. And Signal Ultra really feeling it right now. Even forcing Evo's PH to contest the bottom lane. This is the split push tactic.
Damage. It's not really, it's gonna be hard, but the Hulk will connect over here. Will the follow be there? No, it won't. And they will just disengage, but the bouncing ball once there.
Look at Few.
Yu is actually all by himself in the bottom lane, which is actually pretty good for Signal Ultra. They're actually playing mind games in front of Evo's PH, like replicas of what Raffalacia has done to them in the previous week.
There we go, the power of the marksman. Late game, 17 minutes.
Oh, there's a jump in though.
Oh, the initiation, and here we go, the Tyrant's Rage hitting 3 heroes, and Killer trying to sustain all of this damage, but no, he will still go down with the bouncing ball. Immortality will not save hero, maybe not, the flicker is in, penalty zone, just in time. Honda trying to control the damage. And D with the Divine Judgment catching Honda down. He does have the immortality. Are they ready for round 2? Killer trying to do his best. Trying to repel Signal Ultra, but Few getting another one. And Eason just focusing in the tier 3 turrets. Killer almost down here. And this is by BS. Signal Ultra able to take down and win the comeback. Signal Ultra, the comeback kings.
We totally forgot about them being just experts at that high ground
I told
defense.
you so. I told you
the power of the
so.
marksman. That is where you saw in the latter classes, E versus PH's fight, they were just slashing the damage.
Yeah.
Like, yes, early game, the last Insanity was more than enough to clean up the heroes. But when Carrie had all of the items that she needed, it was just too much for them.
Yeah, like, we actually slept through Carrie. I mean, initially, she actually got that endless battle early on, and we all thought that, you know what, given the rotations that this Gushon but Haji could provide, it could still bode well in favor on Evo's PH. But then, when he got that golden slap, when he slowly slept through getting these items, all of a sudden, we realized, oh my goodness, Signal Ultra is the team. We cannot underestimate them.
Plus, Few was just dodging, like, most of Export spells, they have this delay now. His reverse, the second spell of Export, he was just dodging it, left and right, Few. And that was the crowd control. That's the only crowd control Export had. And if he doesn't connect, he's just gonna get kited the whole time they carry.
And we've seen how Evo's PH, or rather Signal Ultra, were able to kite it one out. And well, looking at our highlights, ladies and gentlemen, on our screens right now, well, that it has just finished.
That was fast.
It is indeed, but because then again, you see the momentum swing. After that Lord take from Signal Ultra, that really messed up the momentum of Evo's PH, and Signal Ultra knew this is the opportunity, this is the opening that we are waiting for. And now that we have it, we just need, well, they just go full ham. This is all, it's now or never.
Going ham, indeed. That is what they did. Like, they knew that the time of EVOS was gone. It was Carrie's time to shine, and shine did Few.
Yep, indeed. I mean, certainly, yeah.
Well, it was really surprising. Well, I really expected for a little bit, but I did not expect it to happen that way with that Lord take. And you have something to say, Wonder Drift?
Actually, you know, I'm very impressed with what the Signal Ultra has really done so far. They were just patiently waiting for the right power spike to move on, because they know that Gushon is actually, could be an early game hero, could actually be a late game hero, but as long as Ivo carries online, and as long as he steps in on the nick of time in the right moment, and as long as there's like the proper bouncing ball on a choke point, it actually creates space for Signal Ultra, which is very important, because that's how Few managed to get the finishing blow on the side of Evo's PH. He was just waiting for, like, he was just like a football player waiting for the ball to pass to him, and he just scores on it.
Beautiful. When sports and esports come together.
Yeah, that's you really need to get that power timings, and also that itemization. We talked about the golden staff again, getting that additional attack speed, using the speedy light wheel in his advantage, and I think that really ends up that there is still an opportunity to win, even though you're behind. So again, ladies and gentlemen,
it's
the
shutdown
players.
goal. We were talking about that. This is the new patch.
Yeah.
There is more of that rubber band mechanic, and with Signal Ultra, this could be the patch that they wanted.
And I think that really helps them a lot when it comes to getting that right momentum, getting that right opportunity. Just like we mentioned earlier, they are the comeback kings. They really are really confident when it comes to these kind of scenarios. And well, you just need to look for that one mistake from Evo's PH, and they're able to capitalize like that, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, we're still not done yet. This is just game 1 of our first series. This is the best of 3. Let's see if Evo's PH were able to try to even it out with a 1-1, or I guess the comeback kings really have the advantage right there. I really thought so early game, but well, that's one of the reasons why Mobile Legends Bang Bang is really special for me, because again, you didn't see it coming. That surprise, that surprise opportunity, that single snap, that slight second that you have, you can lose everything.
Yep, indeed. And of course, we've seen that on the side of Evo's PH. They've already lost everything. Like, you thought that Mobile Legends is a game where comebacks don't normally happen.
No.
But then
The new patch, man.
you
New
realize
patch, gentlemen.
Signal,
New patch.
Signal came. Oh my god. They just came out of nowhere and they just provide a surprise play onto Evo's PH saying, okay, you got the great early game, you got the turtles, you got Mace of the objectives, but hold that thought though. Hold that thought. Do not think you can actually dictate the tempo because we're coming after you, especially when our main damage dealers are going to be
It's
online.
yeah, definitely.
Let's see.
And
But
Sig-
yeah,
Signal, usually we think of them as a well-oiled machine, right?
Yeah.
So for them to at least get a bit of oil back in their system now with a game 1 win, you expect them to feel more comfortable coming.
well, there was an interview.
Mobile,
If you're up against
but you know why
Excruciating.
he's annoying?
Yeah.
Because his lore says he's a teenager.
Oh! so I think you have some problems with teenagers.
No,
Are you
I don't.
having-
I'm just saying. Because he is an insane
He's still-
teenager.
Yeah.
That is his.
Well, he's
that is his
insane
lore.
literally because
Yeah.
based on his lore, he just he was the one who's building the tower, and then something happens, and then he just went insane after the therapy.
Oh, you
after
actually read it.
Yeah, I actually read it.
Yeah.
That's how I really want to,
Mobile Legends
to read
lore.
all the lores, ladies and gentlemen. I
Yeah,
think
like-
I can use that as a content maybe next time.
Like Kufra and Esmeralda, they used to be lovers. Right?
Yeah, they used to be lovers. Esmeralda,
Really?
we're the one who put the curse.
Esmeralda was the one
Okay.
who cursed Kufra to
Yeah.
become the very elastic.
All right, yeah, I think I've sort of seen that in one of the abilities, you know, Esmeralda, where it's
That's the
somewhat
spell curse, the
they're
passive
somewhat
of
related, you know.
Kufra. Yeah.
You know, I don't really get to follow the lore, but so far
Speaking
It
of
is really good
interesting.
though. It's really interesting.
Speaking of Kufra, he's gonna be picked up once again. Lily is still in the pool, interesting. But with Harris already up for Signal and Cushion on Evos, I doubt we will be seeing a Lilia right now.
Yeah. And,
Unless you wanna see a support Lilia, new meta, nah. I
well,
doubt it, I doubt it.
That's
I
still
doubt it truly.
kind of okay because again, Lilia can use his first and second skill inside the penalty zone once he not get caught, and also he can utilize black shoes just in case that
Your team
the penalty
is
zone
banning.
came in, and when he get trapped inside, black shoes automatically reposition yourself and also refreshes the charge of his second skill. So that's also good. But I think Signal Ultra will go for the Thams for their off lane or for their hard lane. And also, I think that's really good, getting that early control, getting that early lane control, rather, shutting down the core heroes of Evo's PH. And yeah, I think they just lack that AoE presence or something to top on with the Divine Judgment.
Your team is
Yep,
banning.
indeed. Certainly, Signal Ultra would love to have that follow-up. Like, a Gashan would be a very viable
Later ban.
option
Okay.
because of the fact that you got Kaja, and that actually bodes well with Gashan. But then you look at Evil's lineup, it's so tanky. Like, oh, sorry, Evil's actually got the Gashan, so I did not see that happen. But, of course, with Evil's lineup,
Your
you
team
got that
is
Kufa,
picking.
you got that Terizla. It's very tanky indeed, no doubt. I mean, it's actually open because
Esmeralda.
there's no carry
Your
on the side
team
in this
is
game so
picking.
far. So a lot of the tanky...
Oh,
my god.
Oh, I
really?
want to see
No.
it. I
No.
want to see a live
Yes.
right
Please,
there.
no.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
So,
Yes.
no. Okay.
Oh, come on.
They will go for the Estes. I think that's a much more safer pick. You really want to see that Lila, are you?
Are you a
I'm a-
Layla? You're a
I-
Layla main, aren't you?
No, I love the... I love the unorthodox heroes. You know?
Yeah, for
I want
sure.
to see something new.
I don't think we'd call Layla an unorthodox hero.
Lilia?
Because she's the Layla. Because she's the
Layla.
first hero.
Estes,
that everyone has.
Hayabusa.
Well, there
On the
was an
professional
interview.
scene. On the
Picking.
professional
Yeah,
scene.
well, there was an interview with Bren, or I think it was Bren or Signal, but I think that it was Bren, where who do you think? What hero do you think that will shine throughout the season?
Johnson?
He said Lila.
Really?
He said Lila. Reason why is
that was
because
a troll interview, my
yeah,
friend.
for sure it was. But you see how amazing it is. Even the players were just really happy, just getting that little bit of a joke. But the Signal Ultra, going back to the draft, we have a Desanya rather than Esmeralda pick here for Signal Ultra. Again, with the Falling Storm and a nice initiation on top of the Divine Judgment, and also that Brock getting that again the power of nature, removing that creep wave, resulting into a much more easier rotation for Signal Ultra.
Yeah, I expect Signal Ultra to go hyper-aggressive with the Grok and with the Kaja at your disposal. And then you have the Esmeralda as well, because they could actually dish out a lot of damage when these three heroes just constantly move around the map. So Evos will certainly have to adjust to this hyper-aggressive situation by Signal Ultra.
Yeah.
Signal could actually go for a 3-man invade very early on.
Yep.
With
Then who do you think will get the second game? Let's start with Swarley.
I like which one got the Kaja?
The Kaja, the
Signal got that.
I really like the Signal graph. I think it's a lot easier to execute. But yes, it's a throwback to last season. But it's still a very good combination.
Still a very good combination. So one Signal, Wonders Drift. Are you going to split it up, or will you let me split it up?
No, I'm going Signal.
Are you going Signal as
Yeah.
well? All right, ladies and gentlemen,
obviously
two
aren't
Signal teams, or two Signal picks right here, predictions for our casters. And let's go ahead and introduce our players for the second game, first series, EVOS PH versus Signal Ultra.
And on the side of EVOS PH, they are the blue team. We have Honda going to be playing as Supra, Killer going to be playing as Charisma, Hashi's going to be playing as Hayabusa, Doofin going to be playing as Grishon, and Dexter as your Estes.
And inside of Signal also we have Q on that Esmeralda, S on that Fang, Dex on his Kaja, Desenia on his Harith, and D on that Grok.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the laning stage, we are looking at Ezon right here, not going static into that lane, into the hard lane of Signal Ultra. They're just looking for those information. How many heroes are there? How will we approach that the coin, or the crab rather, to get that little bit advantage when it comes to the net worth? But few, with Esmeralda, I think they really have a much more better setup here when it comes to team fights. Again, we're talking about the Falling Star Moon, the Lockdown, they also have the Divine Judgment, but I really think that the penalty zone will, from EVOS PH can really mess that one up if they didn't time it right.
Yep, indeed. So with that, are you saying that Signal Ultra is going to win too, so it's going to be 3-0?
Well, for me, well, I haven't make my judgment, my predictions earlier, but I'll go with EVOS PH.
Oh, you going EVOS?
Yeah.
But Esmeralda is interesting. He has a very low win rate.
Yeah,
yeah.
we talked about that earlier. 37%.
37% win rate, very highly contested throughout the games, but ever since the nerfs, Esmeralda
Turtle
has become
resurrecting
a poor lady in terms of winning.
But in the hands of our professional players, we might see a different situation right there. But Signal, Tets, dishing out a lot of damage using his Rat Sanction, and also with that, with the damage burn on top of that, pushing the rest of EVOS PH away. But Signal,
It's a very slow turtle because it's just okay. There we go. There, the skill is gonna help out.
Revenge being pumped up, connects into Tets. Tets will just use his Ring of Order, pushes back.
Oh, Haji actually wanted to go for it just a split second too late. That would have been epic.
Yeah, he has to be careful though. The Divine Judgment is actually ready on the side of Signal Ultra. And certainly, yeah, Signal Ultra finally getting a different story in game number 1. Let's
They
see.
got the first turtle. They have the slight lead early on. Let's see if they can close it out. You just tickling away at this tower for now, but they say it's gonna make the rotation. Two cores make it easier, but no, we're just gonna do some family farm together over the top lane.
However, D saw two heroes of EVOS PH just lurking inside the brush area. And again, we've talked about Doofin with this vision earlier. I think that was Wonders Drift's thought about, or rather, no, Swarley. You mentioned that that Doofin with his vision really have that double-edged sword where he can go snowball, or rather lose the momentum that he needs.
Yes, so in between. He is a player with no in between. I'm sorry, Dupin. I love EVOS. I love the organization, but sometimes you're just a hit and miss.
Well, I think those are one of the things that they can work on, and for sure that with the amount of coaching and also with the management, they can fix that.
Yep, so far Zayman Ford popped there by Desenia. Now there's a assault happening as Desenia going to chase on the killer with that single vision. He gets the kill, Desenia. But Honda's going for the bouncing ball, trying to make sure that he can survive though. But you can see the aggression. Oh, there's a nice stun there by Honda. Can he actually run away? But no, Desenia showing his skill set here with that 2-0 sweep on.
I love the patience from Eson, just waiting out the bouncing ball before committing any spell. He knew he would have that mobility because with that bouncing ball, you're not gonna be moving very far away from me.
Oh my goodness, Signal Ultra getting that early momentum advantage. 2-4-0, ladies and gentlemen, for our scorecard. And the Demon Force will be committed. As you can see, even with the Demon Force, the power spike of the sun is really high. Level 4, you can dish out a lot of structural damage, and with that, they have the advantage when it comes to the map control. They have the access to the bottom jungle area, and also the rest of Evo's PH is learning. They're not targeting middle lane, but they have Isan and also Tets into the middle lane here, but they need to focus more into the core heroes of Signal Ultra. You mentioned earlier they are the combat kings. There's a reason why, because they can funnel all the resources to their core heroes really easily.
Yep, indeed. I mean, so far it's a really good start by the same. I mean, in game number one.
Calamity Reaper as well. So
wait. There's the jump in though. Here comes the clash happening. Killer actually going for that finishing touches though. And Dupin actually charging in. He's just actually dancing in front of Signal Ultra. Dot, here you go. But then you got Isan with a revenge play. And Few gonna jump in. And so far it's gonna be like a back off coming from these two teams.
Yep.
Killer last game was actually very impressive on his
Evos actually stole the turtle.
Oh, wow. There we go. Dupin showing up when we asked him to.
I told you so. And Desanya getting that synchroficious kill. And also with the dash, committing the Zeman Force, but it's okay. That's already a nice pick up there. Taking down the Estes while
nice
charge
dodge.
will not hit. It will just go bang to the turret. But at least that's a lot of space being given out by Signal. We've talked about Signal earlier. Now Esmeralda's just going with a shadow kill, taking down the Grok. But a Divine Judgment, no, the Flicker will not connect, and not enough for that tower, rather the turret's AoE to tick in. But we've mentioned, going back to my point, Esmeralda's farming a lot with this, again with this Esmeralda. Well, how will you control it? Maybe with this Tyrant's Revenge from Honda, but there's really no follow-up.
Oh, Dupin's gonna jump in though. Ekandis is jumping play though, going 1v1, but so far he saw the potential threat, and one of them is there with you, who's gonna go for that falling storm, and Damon forces both things down on Evo's gate, and there's a charge on the side of Signal Ultra, just rampaging in front of Evo's, just making sure that they do not exist on the top lane.
I think Signal is starting to understand what Evos wants to do here right now, because they have a higher booster, so you know they are just gonna try and split up the map as much as possible. But with a hero like Harris and Kaja who can just do these pickoffs so instantly, it's gonna be hard for Evos to drag this game out.
It is really difficult because you also need to respect that the Divine Judgment can easily reposition you or out of position you. Oh, the Tyrant's Revenge will also be there. Few in danger. Dupin is also there using the incandescence plus a Shadow Blade Slaughter, but it's not enough though. Tets. Oh, he might get sandwiched by the penalty zone commitment by Killer. Evo's PH getting that return kill. No. Do you think that you have to make
Turtle resurrecting soon?
Says Evo's PH. And, using the blocked wall, Desanya
is just gonna okay, no, he's just gonna contest it. But Honda's just gonna jump in though, creating space for the members on the side of Evo's PH. They actually got a kill onto Desanya, and they could actually get the turtle there. Goodness, Haji is actually able to snatch it away on Signal Ultra's side.
Look at that. Honda is just single-handedly joining them out after that one turtle, and the bouncing ball to lock down Desanya from doing anything is well played. Very well done.
The strength of this Kufra that has been held for a lot of weeks already, but this is the first time the debut of the Kufra pick and also the export, and it's really successful for the team to pick it out. As you can see, the way that he can zone out enemy heroes, giving a lot of space for the rest of their team to burst out that core. And well, you see, there's a lot of mechanics. There's a lot of disable for this Kufra right here. You have the knock-up from the Tyrant's Revenge.
Yep.
You do have the slow from the bouncing ball, and you also have the AoE stun from the Tyrant's Rage. That's a lot of disable from just by one hero.
Yep, indeed, and certainly. Oh, look at this, the setup here by Evo's PH. Are they going to go for the jump in on the Signal? But Signal, they know a trap has been laid in front of them, as if a mouse does not want to eat the cheese.
Not taking the bait.
Not taking the bait
at all.
Definitely.
Oh my. And Evo's PH just waiting patiently inside.
Go for it, no?
D with a bouncing ball from Honda, but Honda had the information that there are two core heroes here getting the Tyrant's Revenge into the Tyrant's Rage. Where's the punishment?
Penalty.
There's the penalty zone. There's Dupin again with a nice kill. Dupin gets way too deep inside the tier 1 turret, but no, he can't escape. But Dupin still getting caught by Tets. Will take that kill to Dupin, and Haji get his shadow kill. And also D, the damage from the quad shadow. That is enough for them to take down the Grok. But Killer, way too tanky. The body of Smith will not help him out. That's another takedown for Signal Ultra getting a 3-4-3 exchange, quite even up, but they will get that bonus with a tier 1 tower tick.
Falling Star Moon gonna pop out there by Duetti Gadget gets a snatch steal onto Dexter. Wow.
Oh my. Well, I think it's kind of okay as long as Haji is alive. He will just throw his body out. Okay, it hit me instead. Make sure, I'm just making sure that my Hayabusa will just farm for a little bit, not giving any deaths for Haji. 3-0-1 for Haji, ladies and gentlemen.
The problem for Havos right now is they only have 2 real front lines right now. One's either Honda or Killer staying out of the picture. Signal Ultra will just run them down each and every time.
That's true. I mean,
it's a Haji Hayabusa. Yes, you're mobile, but if you get caught in a single crowd control spell, you're done.
Yeah,
yep, indeed. I mean, of course, you got the Harris that could actually dictate Honda and Killer as to, oh, that's all, there's a flash happening, the Damon gonna jump in, Damon forced to make sure to slow things down. There's the penalty zone to slow the matchup, slow the aggression on Signal Ultra, but so
initiate retreat.
No kills, of course,
no kills at all.
typical standoff.
That's how disciplined both of the teams are. However, to the bottom lane, Haji using his quad shadow, getting that reach on Isan, but it's way too dangerous. He knew
Even
that.
he himself was scared.
Yeah, he's really scared. You don't want to fight 1v1 against against Haji and also against Isan right here. So they really mess up the momentum.
Honda's going for the bouncing ball, slowing Tets down. Will he go down? But here comes OBM. He does go down, and the retreat by Signal Ultra. They certainly have no choice but to run away. Otherwise, they're going to force it. Falling Star Moon pops out though. Major play happening. Executioner strike there together with the snap. Oh my goodness gracious. Both of these two teams desperate to go for it, but this Dania all by himself gonna get slaughtered there. That was
even
not
Haji.
a good spot as Haji's gonna jump in, going 1v1 with Ethon in front of the tower. That is certainly an exclamation point by Evo's DA.
That was a reverse ambush if I've
Yeah,
ever
that's
seen
true.
one.
Again, you've seen the effects of his ultimate, the S's ultimate, the blessing of the Moon God, giving a lot of sustainability for the rest of the crew and surviving. And not if you see that's a counter massacre for Evo's PH. You see the strength of the S's right here is way too strong, controlling, making sure that the first will just survive. Just dish out damage. I got your back.
That was so unfortunate for Signal. I'm not really sure what they really wanted to accomplish. Maybe they thought they would actually split up at that moment in Evo's PH. Some of them would actually go farm, even for like a couple of seconds, because that would have been enough. But all of them, they were all on the same page, Evo's PH. We bounced together.
We bounced together, indeed.
Yep, indeed.
And looking at the items here, look at Esmeralda, look at Few, Feather of Heaven, Ice Cream Wand, Calamity Reaper, and also the Magic Shoes. That's how fast the cooldown, or all of his skills, the Frost Moon Shield, the Stardust Dance, will just dish out damage. Just looking for that one opportunity. And with that skirmish right there, he got that perfect Falling Star Moon, but again with the sustainability from Estes really wrecked them apart.
As you see, the Warriors gonna push through this tier 3 power. So far, Evos are just not going to force the issue. Signal Ultra with a proper defensive situation. Now, Haji has that Seiya Halberd, which is going to be so crucial just to shut down any sort of like regenerating factor on the heroes of Signal Ultra. So the survival instinct is certainly going to be negated with this item by Haji.
And I think it's just one of the best ways for them to control the life steal of Thams, because we all know that the Thams, if you're playing Thams, you need to go front lines. You need to get that, you need to close the gap for you to dish out damage. And with that Sea Halberd, I think that was 50% shield and also regeneration reduction. Yeah, for Signal Ultra.
And it's kind of obvious. You have a Thams with Festival of Blood. What other way would he actually itemize?
I mean,
it's literally his emblem. It's a shout out. I am telegraphing I want to like you. If you don't buy this item against me, shame on you.
Yeah, that's name from Signal Ultra. Do you think that they can do it again?
They were behind by 6K last time around. They're only down by 1K. So that is nothing for the comeback.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they have to wait for the right setup. I mean, they got the Falling Star Moon. They certainly have their items. But of course, they got to watch out for Haji, who's been a constant thorn in their side. Oh, there's a jump in! Silent Raid, Silent combo! You got the penalties all popped out though! Evo's Spirit's gonna jump in, and it's gonna be a disaster here, but Signal Ultra with a defensive situation. Dexter gets killed, there's no sustain, and this is Signal Ultra. How did they do this? How on earth did he do it? But Haji so far going back and forth. Can he actually survive through this? He's just jumping in, jumping out. Kangaroo 1v1. You wins it. Signal Ultra,
Few
mano y
last
mano.
man
It doesn't matter.
standing.
Stop it.
I told you so. The Ice Queen
Comeback
won.
games. Oh my G. Can't be really feel really the king of the late game. We call his him the comeback kings, but he is the one king
Yeah.
of the late game right now.
The lone survivor of that engagement, and even the Hayabusa can fight against this against the Esmeralda. I told you that the itemization of few, the cooldown is really the cooldown reduction is really high. You use 2 falling star moons from that just one engagement. That's how fast this falling star moon is.
Yep, indeed. And of course, if you go Esmeralda versus like a Hayabusa, Esmeralda has one advantage. Like he could negate most of the attacks of Hayabusa because he has the shield, and that's something that Evo CH would certainly want to avoid. A 1v1 between Haya
Lord
and Esmeralda.
resurrecting
And I think
soon.
the only way Hayabusa could have won that fight is if Shadow Kill was available.
Yeah, but
That was the only way. But since he used it at the start of the fight, no way. I and you knew all the way you were smiling. No way you're gonna take me, son. No way.
it's quite different. Minutes in, 17-5, still in favor of 2K for net worth of Signal Ultra, but they have the information. Even Evo's PH stalking inside the brush area. Killer might get caught here. He saw Desanya getting that right angle, but D using the block, making sure that there's no space for the rest of Evo's PH to contest just in case. But Honda just getting that in.
All position onto it. Haji trying to push through the
Forward,
top
Mo.
lane, trying to make sure to create space. All of you are going to jump in with that falling storm. Goes 1v1 with Honda, but it's going to be a slow retreat indeed.
Sword still very healthy, not really resetting. As of now, Saman Force has been committed.
7-4s indeed, and also the ultimate from Dexter. They need to do it right now. Divine Judgment taking down Doofin. Survivor, but they might be able to take another tier 2 turret on the side of Signal Ultra.
He wants to go for this crazy play.
Oh,
He's
can
gonna
he
go-
do it?
He's hiding
No.
in the shadows, but they know. Gacha knows. Will you stay there? Hachi knows. He's gonna back off and she's gonna farm. I can't do anything right now.
Yep, indeed. Certainly, this Hayabusa, this Haji, trying to be the thief that can steal something at night, but so far it's not going to work. I mean, he was in an awkward situation. He can't go to that thief fight because he's so far away.
Yeah.
I mean, and
It was actually interesting because he and Sam were in the same spot over
Yeah.
at the top lane. He saw Sam moving. He stayed.
Yeah.
And when he stayed, that was just it.
I think he's trying to take down the tier 2 tower turret, but he did not expect that kind of engagement from Signal Ultra. Hitting 3 heroes from the for this that falling star moon right there really disabled Evo's PH even inside the tier 2 turret earlier on the bottom lane. So that's how strong and how confident Signal Ultra is right now.
And Few already spying the pots and the buffs right now for himself, so you know how he's feeling. He's all kitted out right now. He can do anything. We have the Lord on their side, 6,000 gold in their favor. What's he gonna do? He must be H.
Oh,
what's
Evo
going to do here? Honda's going to jump in. Here comes the bouncing ball. Popped out though, but Signal Ultra is not going to force it. But
Penalty
there's a
zone.
penalty zone there by Killer to make sure that damage has been done. But the Lord is actually pushing through. Now he's going to go to a falling star will not use. Signal Ultra, can they finish it? With the Lord attacking through the other members of Evo's PH, they go 6. But so far, Doofin with the first blow in that fight, but then Juice with a counterplay. Here it goes. Well, let's see how this matchup is going to happen. Killer going all further way forward, but so far it's really going back and forth. It's pretty even as the Data tries to go for the same, of course. But so far, Evos is actually pulling through. They're surviving to this team fight. Is Doofin.
Maniac for
How?
Doofin.
He's actually wiping everyone out.
We talked about Doofin. Doofin has to step up. And once we're off, they were falling really low. But they stayed and they were bunning.
Oh my, Evo's PH showing how they can defend against
this
that
game?
skirmish from Signal
this
Ultra.
game?
I think
this
so.
game?
The earliest that was one is stats,
gonna
9
end
more
it.
seconds.
Game.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness,
he's
Evo's
actually doing
PH.
Divine Judgment to slow things down, but so far,
It's
Evo's
falling
actually
low,
going
it's
through
game.
it.
It's
Oh
game.
my!
It's
Evo's
game.
has done it.
Evo's PH getting that death revenge, equalizing the score. 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. How good is
I
that
was not
for
expecting
our
that
first game?
1-1 because I was expecting Signal. They were already capitalizing on that comeback. They gave them an inch, but unfortunately for them, they gave Evos 2 inches in that comeback. They stayed, they overstayed, cooldowns were done. They were all like below 25% health. They could have backed off at any moment. If Yu was alive in that last clash, he could have taken them under his base.
That's true.
Yep,
Oh my.
indeed. I mean, of course, you got the Lord. That's like 6 on 5, and you thought that Signal Ultra could actually pull it through, but then you realize you underestimated the mobility of Haji and Doofin, and it just punished them on that final fight.
Well, looking at our highlights, ladies and gentlemen, you see that Signal Ultra were just driving the car right now. Okay, just stay at the back. Oh, we got this. But they forgot about Doofin. Doofin, with the Shadow Blade Slaughter, with the proper positioning of the Shadow Blade Slaughter and also the incandescence catching off. And I think he were the one who dished out that much damage from that last team fight.
Yep, certainly. I mean, of course, it's a tricky situation. You thought that for Signal, you thought that Doofin's not going to have a really good game because you got the answers to a Doofin problem. Namely, you got the Harith to slow him down. You got that Divine Judgment from Kaja, which could potentially kite him down. But then you underestimate the fact that this hero could potentially be lethal in the clutch moments because he's got Estes and he's got an Hayabusa as like a backup option.
And well, you see this fight right
It's
here.
one-on-one fight.
It was the lone survivor. It was a wipeout. But I think this was the part where that falling Starman right there really disabled EVOS. And even Honda can't do much of that. Well, he was able to use his Simon's rage, but it was really too late.
Doofenshmirtz definitely playing out of his mind in this last fight.
You see how they will approach it. EVOS PH patiently waiting for that angle. Look at Doofin. He just uses incandescence in the back lines. He
Analysis right there.
analysis.
Yeah.
And also, that's a
Your
very good.
team
See, prevent like this
Your
export getting
team
on it.
is
It also
picking.
negates any form of Kaja and Gushon just jumping in because of that Hurricane Dance. So that's a lot of crucial factors here by side of EVO's PH. And they could replicate what Execration has done.
Yeah, and Honda definitely up there in terms of his Akai if he is gonna be the one that will play this one.
Well, let's see. EVO's PH also secured a Gwen pick here. That surprise factor, that jump, that magic thump into the Violet Requiem, that can really mess up the opportunity where Tets can or the Kaja can jump in.
Picking.
So they also have the surprise factor.
Diggy and Granger will round up the draft for Signal Ultra, but I think Akai is also another hero that is actually good against Diggy because you can get the heroes that Diggy is trying to protect outside of that time journey.
That's true. And also you have the reverse time to prevent Akai from using the 1000-pounder away. And you can also use the his ultimate to counter or at least to prevent. Because you mentioned earlier that the last insanity of X-Board can be pushed away by the Hurricane Dance. And with that ultimate from Diggy, it will neglect that.
Yep,
No way that you can push. We anticipated that this will happen, that this is the play.
Still remains one of the best heroes of Mobile Legends.
That's true. I believe.
I mean, Diggy's going to be such a crucial factor because you got that, you got the Guinevere as well, and certainly you want to create a lot of space for the rest of Signal Ultra. Because if you look at their lineup, they need space. Because you want your Granger to just constantly rack up damage. You also want the other members of Signal Ultra, like the Gushon and the Kaja, to just constantly bombard. Because they have a really early game approach with the Kaja, as well as the Gushon, and certainly they're going to rely on Granger to the late game.
Yeah, that's true, and also the Death Sonata, and also the Rhapsody damage, plus the Caprice, the Red Bullet. Out of those 6, I think that was 6 or 8. Capri. There we go. Thank you so much, Warley.
I don't know. He sounds like his spells are Italian.
Yeah.
Rondo.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rondo.
Sonata.
Yeah, that's Sonata. Okay.
Sonata. So I'm like thinking maybe it's Capri.
I
Maybe,
think
just maybe.
that's your main hero, if I'm not mistaken. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who will win this series. We're on to our Game 3, Signal Ultra 1, and also EVO's PH with 1 point. Let's go ahead and introduce our players.
Indeed, so Signal Ultra representing the blue team, with View going to be playing as Granger, Eatson's going to be playing as Export, Tats is going to be playing as Diggy, Hussein is going to be playing as your Gushon, and D is going to be playing as your Kaja.
For EVO's PH on the red side, we have Haji on that carry killer on his Terzla on that rock. Dufen with his Guinevere, and Dexter on that Akai. It's like a a color swap. EVOS actually are the blue team in general with their uniforms, and Signal is red.
Yeah.
Swap.
That's true, yeah. Which is really great for our game 3, the last game of our series. But Evo, as you can see, with the early rotation, they can at least applying a lot of pressure here to the top lane, trying to disable View as soon as possible, and also preventing him from getting that point. And Dupin will be successful getting that perfect timing for his retribution, getting that, or at least disabling the farm of this Granger. But I think that really stresses out a lot that View really needs to get those farms as soon as possible to get that damage.
And you know Chester's gonna hold View's hands in these early moments, so that is actually an opening for EVO's PH to just move around the map.
Yep, certainly. Of course, the movements on the side of Signal Ultra and EVO's PH are certainly going to be crucial. Of course, you got the rotational setups, and Haji's going to have like a crucial role because we see Haji just constantly separated, and let's see if he's going to play carry as like a separator or a team player. Like we've seen other teams
Turtle
deploy carry
resurrecting
as a
soon.
rotational specialist.
I mean, she has the mobility for it, so I will not be surprised if that is the name of the game for them right now.
Yep, and talking about name of the game, Speedy Light Wheel for Haji. But you can see Ezone, he's just tanking it. I have the Firaga armor, I can tank
I
it
don't
all
care.
day.
I
You don't
don't
have any
care.
items yet. But take note that, well, he doesn't have any items yet, but that will change once we reach the 15 or at least 10-minute mark.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, so far, his tankiness is going to be a crucial factor for Signal Ultra, especially in these choke point situations that will actually bode really well.
Such a low cooldown on that fire missile skull.
Oh, reverse time, killer. Able
He's
to run
fine.
away. And looking at
First
the emblems
blood.
here.
But
Oh, first blood.
Gronk
for
is not
Sonya.
fine.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
That was fast.
It was really fast, and that's the first blood and it was coming into the hands of Signal Ultra. As you can see, Haji, and I think that's one of the right proper leaning for Signal Ultra, because you see they knew that Haji will get that bounty hunter.
Yep.
So as long as you're not giving kills for Haji, he will not get that additional gold that you're preventing carry to snowball. It will buy your team a little bit more time to get your core items for your core heroes.
Yeah, and the laning was actually pretty good by Signal Ultra, putting X-Borg onto carry, just making sure that carry doesn't get that early momentum swing because of the sustainability that you have early on.
Oh, 1,000 pounder into Hurricane Dance. Even
There we
being
go.
pushed back. It's way too fast. Even using the sprint into the temperature again. Oh, the ultimate last. Oh, no. He will just use it to escape. But the nice Siren Revenge here or not. I think that was the sword spike from Desanya. That's the end of the engagement. You see how disciplined both of the teams are, not giving any opportunity for the other team to get that catch.
So S1 was gonna die there, but the movement speed was there. Granger actually takes an off-cam kill on that Terizla. Killer really just not looking as good as he did in the first game. This Terizla has been spotted so far.
Definitely, certainly. That's going to be an important factor here on the side of PHPA. They're certainly trying to move around the jungle, trying to get that momentum swinging. I mean, so far, this is actually a pretty rough lane for Haji. I mean, he wasn't able to get that tier 1 tower. That's going to help him this day.
And well, looking at this, Dexter is also not, or just he will be the bodyguard, or he will be the babysitter of this carry, preventing him not to die at all. And that really disables the rotation of Evo's PH. Who will rotate? Well, you do have, a few here, or well, you do have Dufen, but also Wild Charge preventing him from getting killed with the flicker in from D. And nice execution for Killer. Dufen trying to catch D out. He can use his, no he cannot. His second skill though, but the damage has been done. That's the first kill in the hands of Evo's PH.
I mean, it was a heavy rotation. From
Turtle
Evo, so
resurrecting
it's okay for
soon.
Signal. You give space for that Granger, and you know Granger, he wants a peaceful first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. And I mean, if you look at it, it was kind of like some sort of awkward situation there on that Tajin seed.
Signal,
As
they're
all
gonna contest
Signal,
this.
let's see what they're going to do. They're going to get the turtle, and Eagles is able to get the turtle as Eason tries to steal it away, though. It actually works wonders so on. Oh, there's a nice jump in, though. Go, Violence Requiem onto the penalty spot by Evil's PH. But here comes
Everyone's
Eason.
so low.
Gonna jump in, though. So much flames being burned, but so far, Evil's PH with the upper hand.
You see the HP of Evo's PH right now. All of them are low. That's how they're able to equalize the damage output of Signal Ultra. But they prevented, well, because if they didn't do that, most of well, at least 2 or 3 heroes of Evo's will go down for sure. But a nice damage control here really prevents that momentum swing in the hands of Signal Ultra.
Lots of good items coming in from Signal Ultra. Few with that Bloodlust Axe. Senya with that Lightning Cruncher as well. So things are certainly heating up for them. No pun intended.
No pun intended, indeed. But, well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is just both teams trying to get ahead of each other. But the problem is, this Haji is 0-0-2 right now, 6 minutes in. Not the right, or not the, at least.
Look at that, his 1,000 damage kit
I
already.
mean, let's face it, he was actually being pressured by Signal Ultra, getting that tier 1 tower away, forcing Haji to go on the jungle. He needs to get online because he's like, hold that thought though. There's a time journey by test, but so far Haji finally is the kill you want there. But Destania gonna jump in though. Hurricane Dance onto that wall. Dexter with the counterplay. This is gonna be the opening here by Evil's PH. They block off you! Oh, but actually, he runs away! Just making sure that Evil's
Not
PH.
perfect enough, apparently.
But that's a 2-4-0 exchange in favor of Evil's PH here, and I think they're not. I think they should capitalize on this advantage. Take all the tier 1 turrets. As you can see, there's no tier 1 turrets yet. Oh, the reverse time! No way that you can run from that one. And Evil's PH, or rather Signal Ultra, getting those cheesy silent kill right there. But they really need, or rather inside the Evil's PH, you need to get those structures. That's a gold waiting for them to take.
I feel this is really a match between Dex and Dexter. If one of them outplays the other, the team is definitely gonna win that fight. If Dexter doesn't get that, I mean, if Dex doesn't get that time journey off, but hold that thought, Izon is getting run down here. Dexter, does he have the 1,000 pounder? Doesn't seem necessary, as Haji will take that one away.
Again, the light will mark. And that's a nice opening here for Signal Ultra. Desanya will get that turtle buff, so Evil's PH needs to play carefully. You don't want to be bursted out by those double Shadow Blade Slaughter. Well, even Honda will rip down. Well, he does have the armor though, and he needs to make sure that the Ancestral Gift is always online, preventing him to be disabled since he's the front liners of Evil's PH here.
Yeah.
And well, you also need to get that right angle for Killer. But I think this is not the right time. Evil's PH is not that confident yet, since they knew that Signal Ultra is just hiding inside the brush area. They're waiting for the right moment for them to go in. Dexter
going for the Hurricane Dance, however, it's just
Was
forced
that
to
like
back away though.
anti-synergy right there?
Yep, and
That was anti-synergy right there. Divine Judgment and reverse time not really working side by side.
But they've almost used all of their ultimates here, even the Hurricane Dance of Dexter and also the Divine Judgment. But hold that thought. Nice coming in from Dupin. The Body Record will not do that as much damage though. And Evil's PH, they're just waiting for that right opportunity, but Signal Ultra not giving any bit at all.
Going to a 6,000 gold lead now, and that was with Esson just staying over in the mid lane. So Evos, they have to make plays.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, so far, Signal Ultra, they're able to get most of the objectives, and they're doing it in a more clinical approach. That they're not forcing every team fight, they're just waiting for the right moment to strike. The same can be said about Evil's PH, because certainly they want to have the right cap. They want to make sure that they get the finishing touches. And so far, it's really looking more difficult for them, because you got Issa just constantly racking up these tower pushes together with View as well.
Okay, they're posturing for the next big objective right now. Items are coming in left and right for both teams. It's all about execution at this point, boys and girls.
But as you can see, even Tets utilizing his time bomb, getting that information. Where's the rest of Eva's PH? It won't be a question anymore, since the next objective will be the Lord. This is the Lord 1, ladies and gentlemen. And well, in the bottom lane, Eason trying to ham it out against Killer. Killer taking a lot of damage there.
Oh, Haji's making the rotation. Esson, he bit off more than he can chew. He's gonna fire, but not without a fight. Last Insanity has been bombed. Haji falling quite low. Look at that temperature.
Way too tanky.
His silence, will he have it? He's still feeling
Oh!
He actually found Haji right before he died. Last Insanity right there to perfection.
And also, top lane, wild charge just to disengage. 30 seconds on Isan, and also 24 seconds for Haji. I think, well, that's a very good maneuver for Isan there.
That was a bit too greedy. That was a lot of your teammates trying to run down the export. Did you really have to stay? You stayed and you got punished. You got burnt.
Yeah, you got burnt literally. That's pure damage, ladies and gentlemen. Once the max temperature has been reached, And talking about reach here, the tier 2 tower's been reached by the side of Signal Ultra. Okay, so this is quite a different scenario compared to our game 1 and
That
game
was so
2.
cute when he just throws a blender at the Lord and does nothing.
There's nothing.
Yep, indeed. But so far, Haji's group providing that damage on the Lord, and it's actually a pretty good pickoff there by Evo's PH. They desperately need that momentum. Obviously, they weren't able to get the kill on Tucson, and Signal Ultra, they're trying to get the revenge kill, but so far it didn't really work out well.
It was your number 1 man that was a trade-off for a 5-man rotation while the enemy was taking the
Yeah.
Lord. So that was feel like really, really bad for Evo's PH.
Wow, Evos really need to do something. 5 to 6, well, they're in favor when it comes to the kills, but looking at the net worth here, almost 10k net worth lead for Signal Ultra. And Signal Ultra, they're just choking, taking all the resources away from Evo's PH. And with that, Haji will have a very difficult time getting those items, that additional items that he has.
We're talking about Haji. He's level 12. Zero is level 15. That is just the tail of the tape right now. Right? It's just going to be really hard. Granger, we talk about it. He wants that late game. And he has 3 levels against that carry. And I don't think carry can do anything against him right now.
Well, maybe if he can position himself.
Dexter. It's all on Dexter.
Yeah, it's all on Dexter. If Dexter were able to at least trap or hold down or prevent Few from hitting using his Rhapsody and also his Capri and Death Sonata, well, that is the right timing. That's the proper approach for them to get this one out.
Yep, indeed. And of course, they have to watch out for Tetsuo. He's like the primary factor as there's a jump in by Desenia. But it's just going to be a tickle there on Evo's PH.
Jets actually could have committed for a reverse time.